Over the last 7 days, we've made $28,000 in my coaching business just from DM closing and not taking any sales calls, which is crazy. As you can see, this is my Stripe last 7 days. This is not a screenshot. This is the actual page, yada, yada, yada. You know, right? So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the funnel that I'm running for essentially a no-call funnel and just DM close funnel with a high-ticket coaching program, and how you can do this in your coaching business. So if you're an online coach, you're making 5 to 10K a month right now, you've got a client success focused, coaching program, you've got case studies, you're making money, maybe you're running ads already. This is for you. If you're a beginner, this might not be for you. My name is Peyton Helm. I've built a $2.3 million coaching business. If you want to watch more information, like the entire breakdown of how I did that, there's a video on this channel dedicated to that. I'm also launching a new coaching program called Ascend. It's for online coaches. This current coaching program that I'm talking about in this video, I help online business owners in general scale with ads and funnels and sales and stuff like that. I've got clients making several $1 million per year. It's pretty great, right? So I know what I'm talking about. I think this is going to be really, really valuable for you if you're really into the funnel breakdown and stuff like that. So I'm recording on my iPad. Very first time I'm doing this, by the way. I've never done an iPad screen recording. So this is going to be interesting. Hopefully it works well. It doesn't crash and burn, but we're going to dive into it. So this funnel has a few different moving parts to it. And this is actually this is essentially just a tweaked version of my call funnel. So we've been running this specific call funnel for the last essentially 2.5 years almost. And it's generated millions and millions of revenue. It's been great, right? But I want to break down this tweak that we've made this month. And it's just printing money without a huge team. I've literally let go of several team members. It's just right now me and one team member in this 7-figure coaching business. And it's great because it's very high profit and that's what I love. So anyway, let's break down the funnel, right? So for client acquisition on the top end, we are running direct response ads. Okay. Now this is standard. We're not doing organic marketing. We're not doing cold reach outs, all that stuff. We're running meta ads. Okay. So Facebook, Instagram, mostly Instagram. And we have a mixture of photo ads, video ads, yada, yada, yada. If you want to actually see the ads that we've been running, that I break that down in my other video, you can also go to peytonhelm.com/join or link in the description. And there's a whole video on how we do this, right? It's a VSL, just going to throw it out there for my new program. So anyway, yeah, it breaks down everything that we did as far as the ad side, but all you need to know is that we were running Facebook and Instagram ads. Okay. Now these are they're not necessarily cold ads because I don't really believe in cold and warm targeting, and you'll learn why here in a little bit. This is just a standard campaign. So this campaign targets new people, it targets warm people, yada, yada, yada. We've got a good breakdown of ad angles and stuff like that. We've got direct ads that are literally just hey, you have this problem, we have the solution, go here. We have problem solution ads, which are a little bit more lead magnet focused, which are hey, you have this problem, here's how to overcome it. Here's a free video on how we do that. And then we have case studies and testimonials and all kinds of different ads like that. We also have ads specifically of me to show my face in the brand. So anyway, when they click on the ad, they go to a VSL landing page. Okay. Now I don't take opt-in on this, so I don't ask for name or email, and that's specifically because in my industry that we are running this in, people are very sales funnel adverse, right? So I just come with full here's a video. It's literally a YouTube video. There's no ulterior motive here. I do want you to buy from me, but I also just want to give you full I don't need your email. We got this. I'll get your email later if you want to hire me. So we are doing a full VSL here. Now this is a standard VSL. If you don't know how to make a VSL, there's obviously YouTube videos about it. I'm going to make some YouTube videos about it. This is obviously a very new channel, so I don't have any right now. But anyway, a typical VSL, right? If you want a good example of a VSL, go watch my How I Built a $2.3 Million Coaching Business, and you'll see a good VSL because that one is working very well right now. But anyway, this VSL is, it's 50 or 55 minutes, maybe a little bit less. I've tested different links and stuff like that, but essentially it's targeting B2B, it's business owners, and it's essentially saying, hey, you have this problem, this revenue problem, and we'll help you scale and yada, yada, yada. Now what they do is instead of booking a call, which is typically where we would this is the stage where we have them do this. We have them fill out an application. So it's an application only. It is not book a call. Now there's some verbiage here that I want to get clear on because people do like booking calls. Okay. So I think if you're running a DM close funnel, you should give them the option to book a call because I've tested this. I've tested verbiage from just apply or just join versus book a call, and book a call. People like booking calls. It is what it is. Obviously, there's a lot of problems with that on our end because then it's really hard to scale. We have to have a huge team. We have to deal with, team drama and all that bullshit. So it's easier on our end to just say, hey, apply and join. especially if you have a good price for it, which we'll break down later. But obviously on the client end, they want to book a call. So how do we bridge that gap? So my verbiage here is either or. So apply or book a call. Okay. So they have the option, right? Now, what we do is when they fill out that application, I'm going to put little arrows here so you guys know like which direction the funnel is flowing if you can't read left to right. So anyway, when they fill out the application, we send them to a thank you page, which makes them message me on Instagram. Now, this is not necessarily a thing that I would tell all of you guys to do. We do it for two reasons. One, people are in my industry are on Instagram a lot. They're very active with their Instagram because their Instagram essentially is their storefront. It's the thing that they use to grow their businesses, probably similar with a lot of you guys. So we also do this to make sure we're not getting funnel hackers through. Now, there are software like, Jotform and Perspective, I think is one where like you can have like an opt-in or an application, which makes them do two-factor authentication. So you don't really get fake leads a lot. But I'm not using those right now in that business because I'm just going with what's been working forever and there's no reason to change. So we make them go to Instagram for the DM conversation to start and just to make sure they are a real person. Because with Meta, obviously we don't want to fire a event back to Meta if it's a fake lead. And we also don't want to fire low quality leads back to Meta. So they have to go to Instagram to confirm the application and then we send them to a sales video. All right, now I'll break this down here in a second, right? This sales video, when they land on this page, that gets sent all the way back to Meta saying that this is a good lead. We want to optimize for more of these people, right? Now, obviously, if you're using like high level or like whatever CRM, you can do this kind of through the Conversions API. I'm just using the Pixel because this is like plain and simple. But anyway, we send them to the sales video. Now, we also do have some resistance. So I'll just take a little quick caveat here. In our application, we are, really nailing down like, hey, this is not for beginners. You have to be at this certain level. And then I also do say like, you have to have capital to invest. So we are getting high quality leads through. I think our cost per application right now is like 150, maybe 170, somewhere around there. Really, really, really low, by the way, for the overall industry. But anyway, so we send them to Instagram. They have the conversation. And what we do is that we literally just make them send us a message. So that message could be anything. It could be like, booked call or applied, or it could be the program name, whatever, right? They send a word and ManyChat will go in and automatically say, hey, thanks so much for confirming. Here is the sales video. The program breakdown is what we say. We don't say sales video. And here you go. Watch this video to break down the entire program with all the price points. And if you want to book a call, let me know. And that's essentially it. We also have ManyChat go in like a few minutes later and send like a human message, right? So it's like, hey, this is me. Like, if you have any questions, blah, 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 blah. And by the way, if you use like high level or whatever, you can use, I forget what it's called. I think it's like Revio or something, or even just like a ChatGPT, agent where you can go in and have like an AI conversation and set these people. I just have my closer go in, and because I like the manual touch, and we're not yet at the point where I think AI is good enough to do this, but we'll see when we get there. Anyway, so I watched the sales video. Now, what's really important on the sales video, it's a full program breakdown, by the way. So this sales video breaks down everything in the coaching program, like everything that they're going to learn, the course, like the obviously the goal of the program, right? It breaks down like what the deliverables are, where it's like a course and coaching calls, one-on-one coaching, whatever you want, the time frame. It even does a little bit more of like ideal client, messaging, where it's like, hey, if you are not this person, this is not for you. So if you applied, you lied your way here, please leave. And it shows price, right? So, but what's really important on this page is we have trust assets. Okay. This is crucial, and we're going to come back to this here in a minute. But then obviously you're probably wondering, okay, so they watch a full program breakdown. They know what's in the program. They know who it's for. They know what the end result of joining the program is. And they know the price, and they know the payment structure. Because if you offer like Affirm or Klarna or Split It, if you're using WAP, or if you offer payment plans, like you want to literally put all of this on that video. This is essentially a sales call, but in a video. Okay. But then it's like, hey, Peyton, well, like, what do we do if we have objections and questions? So we're going to get to that. But for now, they watch that sales video. And then what we do, instead of making them buy right there, is we actually send them back to Instagram. So we make them DM us, and then we answer questions. If they need a call, we'll schedule a call. But for the most part, these guys, like, I think we've had how many payments? 8 over the last week. We've got 2 calls, I think today, that my closer is taking. But 8 out of 10 just joined through DMs without any sales call required. It's pretty crazy. So there's obviously things that go into this and we're going to talk about it, but in the DMs, literally all we're doing is we're asking them like, hey, what did you think of the video? Like, what do you think of the program? Do you think this is a good fit for you? What do you like best? What do you not like, if anything? Where are you at with your decision? Do you want to jump in? Like, we think you're a good fit. We've looked over your application, yada, yada, yada. Let's go. We are essentially just asking them questions just like you would on a sales call. And we're saying, hey, do you feel like this is a good fit? We feel like this is a great fit. I think you could get to this level. So we're instilling a little bit of confidence in them. And then we're simply just saying, all right, here's a link, join. It's that simple. I'm not saying this is going to work for everybody, but this is just what's been working for us. But there's a reason why it's working. And we're going to dive into that now. Okay. One more thing too. When they fill out the application, I'm going to draw like a little, that's eraser. I'm going to draw like a little extra line here. And I want to say that we are doing, well, I don't want to say we are doing content. Okay. And how do I draw this where it's like, and I'll just say like that. And we're doing what I call omnipresent marketing. So just pretend that says omni right there. It's a little janky, but that's fine. Anyway, omnipresent. So, and then the content and the omnipresent are sending them back to the sales video. Okay. Now, what is that? Content, essentially, actually, I misspoke. Sorry. The content and the omnipresent are actually not sending them back to the sales video. They're sending them back to the VSL. So everything goes back to the VSL. Now it's like, Peyton, if they've already watched the VSL and they've already applied, why are we sending them back to the VSL? That's so ugly, but it is what it is. There's a reason why, right? Because the VSL itself is the core mechanism for selling the program. It is essentially, client, you have this problem, we have this solution. Here's a very light overview of the program breakdown, but these people have the sales video in their DMs. So when I make YouTube content, when I make omnipresent advertising, right? We are literally just sending them back to the initial sales asset, which is the VSL, okay? You call it a trust asset more so. So essentially that's what we are doing. Now we also, this is gonna get really convoluted really quickly. We're going to do this. We are doing email. Okay. So we are doing up to 6 emails per day, right? For the first several days when they're really, really hot. Now you're probably going to be asking, okay, Peyton, like what the hell does this do? Now the emails do go back to the sales video. Okay. So on the top end, we've got content and the omnipresent advertising, which by the way, omnipresent ads, you guys might be familiar with this. It's very similar to the hammer them strategy that a lot of coaches teach right now, where it's like, okay, we've got this retargeting audience for this specified time. We're just going to flood them with like 30 to 50 pieces of content that are Instagram focused and they are ads, right? So they're seeing one at a time. They're not seeing all of them. And we're spending about like 10% of our overall ad budget to get these up to people. But these are helpful posts. These are valuable posts. These are lifestyle posts. These are case studies and testimonial posts, so on and so forth, right? Just to instill more trust. We are also answering FAQ, which we'll get into here in a second. Okay. So anyway, the content, the YouTube content and the omnipresent ads go back to the VSL. And then the email from the application goes to the sales video. Pretty simple. We're getting a little complicated, but it's okay. So anyway, that's what we do. And then when they watch the sales video, we close them over DMs. Now, here is why all this stuff works. We're going to scroll down a little bit. We have 2 things, really 3 things, but we're going to mention 2 in the very beginning. Number 1, we have immense proof. Okay. I have 500 case studies posted on my Instagram. We have data, by the way, we have a 98% client success rate, meaning there is a 98% chance that if you join this program and you do everything that we say, that you will have the success that you want, depending on what that level of success is. All right. Now we show that proof. And I literally say, like, here are all the examples of people who came in and they did these numbers. We have examples of people who came in and they didn't do the best numbers, and we show that. So we show a realistic case study of what it actually will be like working with us. So we have immense proof, undeniable proof that what we do works. If you don't have that, then you shouldn't be running this type of, really, you probably shouldn't be running direct advertising anyway and spending money behind it if you don't know that what you're doing is going to get results, right? Why would you do that? So anyway, we have immense proof, and I'll just put like 500, I'm supposed to say 500 case studies. Now you don't need 500 case studies. Really, you just need a handful. Like with Ascend right now, we're selling Ascend very, very well for online coaches. And I literally have only worked with 30 online coaches so far in the beta test at the time we're recording this, at least. And they're getting results, right? We got people making 100K a month already, but again, you don't need a ton of case studies. Like in this program, we've been running this for, essentially 5 years. So we have 500 case studies. We're doing very well. We've 5 years, 500 clients, 500 case studies, all the fives. So I know this stuff works, but I also know that it works with the new program Ascend, and that's why we're getting case studies so fast. So anyway, we have proof. We have irrefutable proof that it works. We have video case studies, photo testimonials, all that stuff, right? Now, number 2, which is probably more important, is we have trust assets, okay? I mentioned this before, but we're going to dive into this more. So what are trust assets? Okay. Number 1, let's actually do like a little colon right there. And then we'll dive into what these trust assets are. Okay. So number 1, trust asset is, good Lord, I'm doing there we go. Video FAQ. Okay. What is video FAQ? It is exactly what it says. Video FAQ is frequently asked questions, frequently asked objections, by the way, frequently said objections and frequently asked questions that we get on sales calls. So this could be things like, how do I know this will work for me? What's the price breakdown? Like, can we do payment plans? Is there a refund policy? What exactly are we going to be doing when we join? What's the client success journey look like? Yada, yada, yada. Whatever questions that you commonly get on sales calls, that is something that you could put into video FAQ. A lot of coaches don't do any FAQ. Most coaches do text FAQ, do video FAQ, make very short 1 to 10 minute at most videos, put them on your sales page with your sales video and answer all these questions. And when you do that, put all of these in email sequences and send them back to the sales video to watch the video FAQ. So easy. When we did this, our profit skyrocketed, and I was pissed that I hadn't done it before. So every chance you get to answer a objection or frequently asked question, that's what you want to put in your video FAQ. And by the way, you can actually also put these into ads as long as they're not having like a, don't put like payment options and stuff in an ad, obviously. But if it's like, why are you better than other coaches? Put that into an ad, right? Put it as a video FAQ on your sales page. It's amazing, right? So many coaches don't do this and it blows my mind. Okay. So that's the first trust asset. Second trust asset is we have featured. Can't spell. Now, this is going to be optional, right? The most important is the video FAQ and proof, obviously. But number 2 is if you've been featured on any well-known podcasts, if you've been featured with like other influencers, if you've worked with other educators, coaches, influencers in your space, and they've shouted you out, huge. Essentially, if you are one person and your clients probably follow another well-known person in the industry and they trust them. So if you've been featured on that person's podcast, on their YouTube channel, even on their Instagram, whatever, you can put that on your sales page and say, hey, I've been featured with your other favorite coach. That adds credibility to me. That's what we do. I've been featured on several podcasts in my industry, and I put them there and I say, hey, like, look at all these other well-known trusted educators, how they are supporting me and how they don't ever support any other coaches. Like, look how special I am. Look at this. Like, so that works a lot. We added this and we saw a dramatic also improvement in profit. And I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh yeah. Number 3, obviously we've got more content. Okay. So you can put more YouTube content on there if you want to. So that would be like long form case studies from clients, or it could even be very specific YouTube videos that overcome frequently asked questions. So in your video FAQ, if you have a question that you don't really want to limit to a 5 or 10 minute video, you can actually just plug in a full YouTube video and just let them watch that. Right? Have you seen those YouTube videos that are like 2 to 10 hour fucking courses that are crushing right now? You could literally put that in there and be like, hey, while you're thinking about it, go binge more of my content. Because I would much rather, like a lot of coaches say, okay, well, you don't want to take them away from your sales page. And I get that. But you also, like, they're going to leave your sales page anyway. You can't fucking force them, right? So I want them to like consume my content, not other people's content. So if they're going to leave, I want them to watch my content, even if that means going back to YouTube and binging my videos. Some people, that might just take, like, there might be something in one random YouTube video that I've made that finally convinces them to take the plunge. And if I hadn't linked that video, they would have never done it. So that's what I do. Now, another thing that we do too, which I didn't really mention this too much, but I'm going to mention it here. One change that we've made that's helped dramatically is video chapters. So you'll notice in my VSL for Ascend, there are video chapters because people don't just sit through a video without bouncing around. Like even you guys watching this right now, you're probably bouncing around a little bit between video chapters to figure out, hey, like I already know this stuff. I'm bored. I want to go to this thing, whatever. You want the same thing to happen when people are watching your VSL. And it sounds crazy, but we tracked this. And when we had a restricted video, we had so many, we were doing call funnels. We had so many more people no show. And also they were asking fucking stupid questions on our sales calls. It was ridiculous. So when we made video chapters and I said, hey, here's who this is for, right? Introduction to me, proof, program breakdown, price breakdown. When we did this on our sales video, we saw a dramatic improvement to show rate. I think it was within like 5 or 10% bump, which is huge, by the way. Especially over like at scale, huge, right? But more importantly, the stupid questions that we were getting, especially when combined with the video FAQ, that completely dropped. People came to our calls fully educated, fully sold on us. And my closer, Zach, he was fucking taking lay down deals left and right. He was like, all right, what do you think? You like this? Cool, let's go. Here's the payment link. It was insane. Our close rate went up, our show rate went up. Everything was incredible because of what we were doing here. But this also works for DM closes because that's what we're talking about in this video. So all of these things done correctly will attribute to DM closing, but there's one more thing we haven't talked about. It's probably the most important thing, and that is price. Because no matter how you spin it, if you are charging a very high ticket product like 10K plus, people are going to want to have a sales call. It is what it is. What we are doing right now is we're showing two prices. Okay. So we have two prices, and we show them like this. One is we have a 5,800. And this is, I need to draw a little, there we go. And this is our main offer. Okay. That is our main offer. They watch the video. We show two offers on the video and we say, hey, $5,800, this is what you get. This is also a, what's the word? Anchor price. There we go. I'll get better the more I do this, right? So the $5,800 is what we show first. It's our price anchor. Now, when we did a call funnel, I was actually doing $9,800 and $5,800, but because I'm growing Ascend, I actually shut down my $9,800 offer for this program specifically because it was just taking too much of my time for fulfillment, right? So the $5,800 is our main offer, and it's also our anchor price. They see this and they say, okay, this is the price for admission. What else do you got, Peyton? Number two, we show them a $2,800 offer. And this, you call this our downsell, but this is also what we call our MLE. Had to get clear on the, not ML5, what the hell am I doing? MLE, right? Had to get clear on the acronym there. MLE is our minimum level of engagement, okay? Essentially, an MLE is what the bare bones of what we want to charge and what we want to deliver. Okay. So $2,800, it's our downsell. And we say, hey, if you don't want the full $5,800 thing or whatever, you feel like you don't need it, we also have a $2,800 offer. And the only thing that you're missing out on are these. Now, specifically for my end, it's a little bit of support and coaching calls, but they still get access to essentially the full training information. They just lose a couple other things. So but essentially, it's the minimum level of what I'm willing to sell somebody to make sure we can still get high client success, but it doesn't take a lot of my time, okay? And this thing sells like hotcakes, but we are still obviously selling a $5,800 thing. I think we've sold 2 out of the 8. So that's what we are doing, and that is the price point. You will have to test, okay? So I'm gonna say test. You're gonna have to test, okay? Go low to try to figure it out. So if you're used to selling 5K or 7K, well, honestly, you could probably just run a campaign and just try it and see if it works. And if so, great. But if you want to play it more safe, lower it. See if there's anything that you could deliver less to charge a little bit less for exchange with DM close. Now, for many of you, I will say you won't have to do that. You could probably just close your standard 58 or 3 or 5 or 10K deal, maybe even 10K, yeah, without sales calls. I can't say for sure, but this is what's working for us. So the most important part here that I want to break down is the fact that this is the exact same call funnel we were doing, except now we have made calls optional. We're still saying apply or book a call. So that way hey, cool, I might be able to book a call. And they go through the whole thing. They watch the sales video. They see the full pricing. And they're like, you know what? I don't need a call. I'm good. Let's just DM close. And then we're literally just hopping in the DMs, answering a couple questions. And we're like, cool, did you watch this video? Like, hey, I noticed that you're like this. You're very similar to this clientele that we worked with. Here's their case study. So you can get like a little bit of feedback and like see what it's like to specifically work for people like you. And then they're like, cool, yeah, I'm ready to join. Let's go. And then we just either send them the link or we handle objections and we're good to go. It's the exact same thing as a sales call, except it's happening over DM. So try this out. Now, what we were doing, I don't remember exactly what I have, what ROAS I'm at right now, but I think I can find out for you really fast here what ROAS we're at. Because typically we're at like a 9 on our call funnel stats. But let me pull up the last 7 days in Ads Manager and I will tell you exactly how much we've spent on our ads if it'll load. So last 7 days, I have spent $3K. So yeah, $3,100. So we're just under, is that a 9? Hold on, let me figure that out. $2,800 or $28,000 divided by 3, 31, 37. Yeah, we're literally at 8.9. That's so funny. So same ROAS, right? Obviously we're getting a few more clients actually in because they're joining the $2,800 thing, but it's working, right? And that's the most important part is we are doing this well. And I mean, we're already at whatever 30,000 a week times 4 is, right? What is that? 1,200, 120,000 per month. So we're at $120,000 a month run rate. Probably get there. We'll probably scale past it with this. So yeah, it's been great. So anyway, that's how to close. That's how we have been closing without sales calls. And feel free to apply this in your business. And if you want more information on how to scale a multi-million-dollar coaching program, like I said, you can go to the link down below, peytonhelm.com. And you could also watch the other video on this channel called How I Built a $2.3 Million Coaching Business. And it has a full breakdown, ads, funnel, back-end sales and client success, all that stuff, and an introduction to my new program, Ascend, which I'm helping online coaches scale to 100K months with. Yeah, cool. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you later.